Some British cars became famous the moment they were launched. Others had to earn their reputation. The cars on this list were underestimated from the very beginning. Critics doubted them, buyers ignored them, and many believed they would never succeed. But time proved everyone wrong. Stayed until number 1, because it became one of the greatest success stories in British automotive history. Number 10, Triumph Acclaim. When the Triumph Acclaim arrived in 1981, many enthusiasts dismissed it immediately. It isn't a real Triumph. That was the criticism heard across Britain. Developed alongside Honda, the Acclaim looked very different from the traditional Triumphs people had grown up with. To loyal fans, it seemed like the company had abandoned its identity. But once people actually drove it, their opinions began to change. The Acclaim was comfortable, economical, surprisingly refined, and, most importantly, far more reliable than many previous British Leyland products. At a time when reliability was becoming one of the biggest concerns for British buyers, the Acclaim quietly delivered exactly what customers wanted. Owners discovered they could simply drive the car every day without constantly worrying about mechanical problems. It started every morning. It handled daily commuting with ease, and servicing costs remained refreshingly low. Although it never became a glamorous sports car, it restored confidence in British manufacturing during an extremely difficult period. Sometimes being dependable matters more than being exciting. Number 9, Austin Allegro. Mention the Austin Allegro today, and many people immediately think of jokes. But that reputation hides an important truth. When it was launched in 1973, British Leyland expected the Allegro to become Britain's next great family car. It certainly wasn't perfect. Its unusual styling divided opinion, and early quality problems damaged its image. Yet beneath the criticism was a surprisingly capable everyday car. The Allegro offered a comfortable ride thanks to its high-dragage suspension, excellent interior space for its size, and a range of dependable A-Series and E-Series engines that proved far better than many critics admitted. Thousands of families drove Allegros for years with very few serious complaints. Owners appreciated its smooth ride on rough British roads, while mechanics found most repairs straightforward. Perhaps its biggest achievement was surviving its own reputation. Many people who actually owned an Allegro later admitted it had been far better than they'd expected. Sometimes history remembers the jokes, while forgetting the reality. Number 8, MG ZR. By the early 2000s, MG Rover desperately needed something exciting. The company had limited resources. Competition was fierce. Many people believed the brand was already finished. Then came the MG ZR. At first glance, critics dismissed it as nothing more than a Rover 25 wearing sporty bodywork. But once journalists drove it, attitudes changed remarkably quickly. The suspension was sharper. The steering felt alive. The handling became one of the best in its class. Suddenly, younger buyers who had never considered an MG began paying attention. Performance versions became especially popular because they offered genuine driving enjoyment without an enormous price tag. The ZR quickly became MG Rover's best-selling model. It couldn't save the company forever, but it proved something important. Even with limited money, British engineers could still build a genuinely enjoyable driver's car. That unexpected success made the MG ZR one of the biggest automotive surprises of its generation. Number 7, Rover 200 R8. When Rover introduced the new 200 series in 1989, expectations weren't particularly high. British manufacturers had developed a reputation for inconsistent quality. Many buyers simply expected another disappointment. Instead, they received one of Rover's finest achievements. Developed with Honda, the Rover 200 combined Japanese engineering discipline with British styling and refinement. The result impressed almost everyone. The build quality felt dramatically better. The cabins were beautifully finished. Driving comfort rivaled far more expensive competitors. Journalists praised it. Customers bought it. Sales climbed rapidly. For several years, the Rover 200 became one of Britain's most respected family hatchbacks. Many examples remained reliable for hundreds of thousands of miles with regular maintenance. It wasn't flashy. It simply exceeded expectations in almost every category. Sometimes the biggest surprise isn't revolutionary technology. It's getting all the basics exactly right. Number 6. Jaguar S-Type, 1999. Few Jaguars have received such a mixed reception at launch as the S-Type. Many people criticized its retro styling. Others believed Jaguar had become too old-fashioned to compete with BMW and Mercedes-Benz. But owners who actually lived with the car discovered something completely different. The S-Type delivered superb ride comfort, excellent motorway refinement, and surprisingly enjoyable handling. Later models became significantly more reliable than early examples, while powerful V6 and V8 engines transformed the car into an outstanding long-distance cruiser. Over time, public opinion slowly changed. People began appreciating the S-Type for what it actually was instead of criticizing what they expected it to be. Today, many enthusiasts consider it one of the best value luxury classics available. Not because it was perfect, but because it turned out to be far better than almost everyone expected. Number 5. Land Rover Discovery. When the first Discovery arrived in 1989, many people saw it as nothing more than a cheaper Range Rover. That assumption didn't last long. The Discovery quickly proved it was much more than a budget alternative. It combined genuine off-road ability with family-friendly practicality, something very few vehicles offered. At the time, owners loved its spacious interior. Adventurers appreciated its rugged engineering. Farmers trusted its reliability. It became one of Land Rover's biggest success stories because it exceeded expectations in almost every area. Instead of living in the Range Rover's shadow, the Discovery built a legendary reputation of its own. Number 4. Austin Metro. When British Leyland launched the Austin Metro in 1980, critics weren't optimistic. The company had already suffered years of bad publicity. Many expected another failure. Instead, Britain received one of its biggest-selling small cars. The Metro was economical, practical, easy to drive, and perfectly suited to everyday British roads. Families loved its compact size. Fuel economy impressed buyers. Sales exploded almost immediately. Although it couldn't solve every problem facing British Leyland, the Metro performed far better than many people had predicted and became one of Britain's most successful small cars of the decade. Number 3. Jaguar XF. By 2007, Jaguar desperately needed a fresh start. Many younger buyers considered the brand outdated. Then the XF arrived. Everything changed. The modern styling shocked people. The luxurious interior impressed journalists. The driving experience matched Germany's finest executive saloons. Suddenly, Jaguar felt exciting again. Reviews were outstanding. Sales improved dramatically. The XF didn't simply meet expectations. It completely transformed public opinion of Jaguar. Today, it's remembered as one of the cars that revived the entire brand. Number 2. Mini, 1959. Few cars have ever been underestimated more than the original Mini. When it appeared in 1959, many believed it was simply another tiny economy car. Nobody expected it to become a global icon. Its revolutionary front-wheel drive layout created incredible interior space despite its tiny size. Drivers loved its handling. Families loved its practicality. Racing teams discovered it could embarrass much larger. Performance cars. Soon celebrities owned them. Motorsport victories followed. Exports grew worldwide. The little Mini became one of Britain's greatest automotive success stories, proving that size has absolutely nothing to do with greatness. Number 1. Rover 75. When the Rover 75 launched in 1999, many people had already written Rover off. Buyers expected another outdated executive car. Instead, they received arguably the finest Rover ever built. The elegant styling looked timeless. The cabin felt genuinely premium. Ride comfort rivaled luxury cars, costing far more. Journalists praised its refinement, build quality, and character. Even today, many enthusiasts believe the Rover 75 deserved far greater success than it received. Unfortunately, business problems, not the car itself, prevented it from reaching its full potential. Looking back now, countless enthusiasts agree on one thing. The Rover 75 wasn't just better than expected. It was one of Britain's most underrated cars ever produced. These cars proved that first impressions aren't always correct. While critics doubted them, time turned many into genuine British legends. Which of these surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, and subscribe to UKTorque for more incredible stories from Britain's automotive history.